So from a technical standpoint, next week is definitely shaping up to be a very important week for the market. We have the S&P 500 futures that are sitting right on that long-term downtrend. Do we see the break of that downtrend into next week, or do we see the rejection like we've seen over the last year? In today's video, I want to do an unbiased analysis, both a bull case and a bear case on the S&P 500 futures, the NASDAQ futures. And after we go over the futures, I want to do that same type of analysis on some individual stocks that we can watch and trade into next week. So if you guys enjoy this analysis after watching it, press that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, we're going to start this analysis here on the S&P 500 on the daily chart, and I'm going to make this quite easy. I'm going to share with you exactly what I believe personally will give me that trigger to look either to the upside or the downside on this S&P 500 move. We all know that the long-term downtrend is there. We all know that there is a potential long-term downtrend rejection, but how do we trust either side? That is what I really want to get into here on the market. I'm not going to just go over, oh, maybe we'll reject here, maybe we'll break through here. I'm going to give you the levels that I am watching personally to give myself a little bit more confidence and confirmation to either direction. Now, as the market trades in between these two levels that I'll talk about today, I'm going to be very cautious to really trust a single direction. I'll continue to trade short term. I'll continue to take what move the market is giving me on that intraday move. But overall, when I zoom out here and really zoom out on the daily chart, these are the major levels that I need to see to really trust a certain direction for any more than a single day. So zooming in a little bit closer here on the daily chart, the bullish case, in my opinion, is a break of 4,100. A break of 4,100 is not only a very major psychological level, but this is a very important previous high. This is where the market pushed into back on the 1st of December before rejecting the long-term downtrend. This is also the exact same level that the market pushed into on the previous CPI and FOMC before eventually finding a rejection. This area right here is 4,100, and I believe you will need to see, one, a break of this downtrend and a hold above 4,100 before really trusting any type of continuation. Now, the reason I find it difficult to just trade upside off this long-term downtrend is because you have to be aware of these previous rejection points. These are very much rejection points on the market around 4,100, and if you get a little bit too early to trusting the upside, you could potentially find yourself a little bit of a triple top here around 4,100. Maybe this is a little bit of a bull trap here above this long-term downtrend, and that is what I am trying to avoid here. So for me, on the bullish side, for me to really look bullish here, to be confident about the upside, and to take some trades to the upside on continuation, in my opinion, and remember, this is my opinion, this is my analysis, take it or leave it, I believe that you need to see a move over 4,100. That is the move that I'm looking for on the S&P 500 for that upside continuation. Now, on the bearish case, I don't want to be too bearish here until, in my opinion, I see a break below 39.20. 39.20 was a previous high here. It was a previous low here and another previous low right here. And it was also the high that the market was stuck below back on that 2-week consolidation in the middle of December. So you can see we had a previous rejection, a support, a rejection, and a rejection, and this was all around that 3,900 to 3,920 zone. So for me to get very bearish here and really believe that if we get this rejection that we will continue lower is a break and hold back below 3,920. I think if you see something like that, if you do see this rejection of this downtrend, there could definitely be some plays to the downside into 3,920. That is very possible and something you can definitely trade if we get this rejection, but I won't be confident to really get aggressive on the downside until I see the market back below 3,920, turn this previous rejection point into rejections again, and lose this support area, right? I want to see the market lose this support. This was support between November 10th and around December 15th. For about a month period here, we held support around 3,920. Now, if we lose that support off this downtrend rejection, then I am looking to get aggressive right here for that eventual slip, maybe back down to new lows. So I'm making this quite easy on myself, right? This area between 4,100 and 3,920, this is caution area, right? This is short-term plays. This is take what every day gives you. Does today look bullish, bearish? What's the intraday trend? Can we trade it short-term? That's what this area represents to me. Above 4,100 is bullish to me, and below 39.20 is bearish to me. That is what I'm looking at on the S&P, and I wanted to go ahead and share these levels with you today. So let's go ahead and do that similar analysis here on the NASDAQ futures. The one thing that I do want to point out on the NASDAQ, which is interesting, maybe more slightly to the bullish side, is the way that we pushed into this long-term downtrend. You guys can see since about October, the beginning of October, to December and into January where we are now, the NASDAQ actually put in quite a decent triple bottom. Right around this 10,800 level, you can see that NASDAQ held that low pretty damn well for about 3 months. We have not seen that type of triple bottom into the long-term downtrend since this downtrend started. You can see we made a lower low, we pushed higher. We made a lower low, we pushed higher, we made a lower low. But since then, we have found a pretty interesting triple bottom around this 10,800 level. I'm not really going to take this triple bottom as a buy calls, close your eyes, and just hope that we continue higher, but it is something that is definitely factored into what I believe here, and I am definitely watching how this works out, this little triple bottom around 10,800 on the NASDAQ. So if we go ahead and do that same analysis, what level do I look for upside? What level do I look for downside? For me on the NASDAQ, to look for downside, I need to see the market break this triple bottom. I know there could be some potential downside here. There definitely could be some scalps that I will absolutely take advantage of in the short term. If we do see downside on the market, if we see a very weak move back down to this triple bottom, of course I will try to play some action there. But to really believe what's the next move, is there a new low, is there another big leg to the downside coming, I think you absolutely need to wait to see whether this low right here breaks. And if it does, right, I think that is going to be your very bearish case on the market. I'm going to turn this red because I want us to signify risk with this color, similar to what we did on the S&P. If we break below this bottom here around 10,750, 10,800, that is your very bearish case, right? Breaking the hold that we've seen since about the start of October is definitely the level that will cause that downside to come in. And trading downside before we break that level is definitely possible in the short term. But of course, we have to be cautious about getting over leveraged, oversized into this downside. If it does hold this level again, we do not want to be caught trading puts into a potential demand down here around 10,750. Now to the upside, the bullish case for me is very similar to the S&P 500 futures. It's right around this 12,100 level. It is the previous highs that we saw, and I would want to see the market make a higher high before I get too aggressive to the upside. This also on the NASDAQ lines up very nicely with the 200 SMA. So if we do get a break of this long-term downtrend, I do not want to be aggressive here just because we break that downtrend, because look at what could potentially happen. We could push up to that 2100 and we could see the rejection at this previous triple top. So for me, I want to see a move above the triple top, above the 200 SMA before getting too aggressive on the upside. If I see a move like this, then I will be more interested in that upside because I know that we broke the triple top, we broke the 200 SMA, and now I think that the continuation can come in. The last thing that I want to get stuck into, and also I believe that you probably don't want to get stuck into it either, is the bull trap above the long-term downtrend. It is very possible that we get the long-term downtrend break and we get a bull trap into this level and a rejection. That is a move that I simply do not want to get involved in. If anything, I will be on the lookout for that to play to the downside, but there is absolutely no way that I will get too aggressive to the upside here until we get a break above the 200 SMA and 12,100 on the NASDAQ futures. So now that we have that futures analysis out of the way, I want to jump into some individual stocks that we can look and potentially trade into next week. So the first stock that I am very interested in next week is Tesla. And one of the major reasons I am interested in this name is because of the volume that I have seen come into this stock over the last 2 weeks. If you guys look below at these blue lines, you can see the huge increase in volume over the last 2 weeks since we have consolidated between this 100 and this 120 level on Tesla. Look at the increase in volume that we have seen. If we go to the daily chart and we zoom in here, look at the push on these blue bars down below. Look at the increase in volume that we have seen starting just around this December 20th area, since we have started to consolidate here, look at the increase in that volume. What does that mean? Does that mean that we have accumulation phase here? Does that mean that we're going to potentially push to the upside? This is something that should be watched and could be very advantageous to take advantage of over the next few weeks. If we do get a push to the upside, if this volume was accumulation and we have that potential upside move, this could be very interesting. If this is a rejection around 124, if we break these lows, this downside could get very aggressive as well. So either way, this increase in volume is very interesting to me and something I would absolutely be watching. So if I zoom into the hourly chart, I think it's quite easy to understand what the next potential move can be. If we can knock it above 124, if we reject this level once again, that downside could definitely step in if we get that rejection of the long-term downtrend on the S&P 500. If that bearish case aligns and we get that rejection on the S&P, and we do not get above 124 on Tesla, this could be an absolutely beautiful play to the downside off this very difficult level on Tesla, around $124 a share. Now, to the upside, if we break this 124, I think it will absolutely cause a little bit of a squeeze to the upside. I know there is a lot of shorts that are sort of piled up here around this 124. If we do get a nice break above 124, I think you're very quickly going to 130 here. The previous high is right here. And if you break 130, I think you are very quickly heading back up to 138, which is back at these previous lows right here. Now, the reason why the area between 130 and 138 is so interesting to me is because look at how we fell to the downside. If we look at this left side on the chart and we look at how that stock dropped between 138 and 130, if we get above 130 on Tesla, this will be basically a straight up move in my opinion. This could very well happen in one day. This is about 6%. And I think if Tesla gets above 130, it's going to be a very, very quick move to 138. And that is definitely an area that I am interested in trading into. That's if we get above 130. So on Tesla, the game plan is pretty nice, right? Either a rejection off 124 here, or if we get above that, I think a squeeze up to 130 and potentially 138. The technicals make a lot of sense here. We're going to have to, of course, watch the S&P and the NASDAQ to make our decision on which direction this could potentially move next. The next stock that I think makes a lot of sense here over the next week is Microsoft. Microsoft has pushed off a very key 220 bottom here. If I zoom out, we can see that this 220 was a little bit of a triple bottom in itself. We had a bottom here, a little bit of a bottom here, and again around 220, a nice bounce off that level. But we are approaching a very important 240 level. So depending on what we see on the market, S&P 500, NASDAQ, the bearish case here is if we get that rejection on the S&P, I am definitely looking for the 240 rejection here. We have some previous lows here, and we have a previous low here, some previous consolidation around 240, and we are back at that level once again. So if the bearish case comes in on the S&P and the NASDAQ, I think you could absolutely look for that 240 rejection. Now, the same thing goes for the upside. If we get that break of the long-term downtrend, if we start moving up into those key levels, then this 240 break could be very nice to the upside as well. This is a very key psychological level, a previous support area on the market, and if we are able to get above 240, turn it into some type of support, this could be a very nice move, maybe back up into this 250 area. So very interested in Tesla, very interested in Microsoft around this 240 level. I think this is going to be a key level to watch into next week. So not so much a tech stock, but a stock that I do like to trade, and that is Costco. Here is Costco, and I think this 490 level could be very, very nice to trade off of next week as well. Opportunity to go both directions. Opportunity to trade a breakout and a hold, or a very nice rejection around this 490 level. We have some previous highs here at 490. We have a previous consolidation and a rejection at 490, eventually holding above it. Right here, we have a drop below 490 and a very nice rejection off of that level. Now, you can see recently we had a little bit of news come out of Costco, and we popped right back into that 490 level, and we have consolidated right below it for about 2 weeks. So in this scenario, I am looking for both directions. I am looking to see, does the S&P and NASDAQ, does it show me some type of rejection? Can I play that downside if that bearish case comes in? Can I play some downside off 490 on Costco? I think this would be a very nice level to play downside off of. But of course, we have to watch the market. If the market gives us that bull case, then a break above 490, a hold above 490 could be a very nice upside move as well on Costco. Maybe back up into this 200 SMA and these previous highs here around that 500, 510 level. So I wanted to point out Costco because I think there's opportunity on both sides here. 490 is going to be a key level. Previous rejections. Do we see that bearish case? Do we get that downside rejection of 490? But if we get that break above 490, equal opportunity to the upside, in my opinion, if we break and hold above 490. Definitely another key level that I'm watching next week. The last and final stock that I want to talk about in today's video is Amazon. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Amazon is potentially pushing into a major previous low here around this 100 and 105 area. This is both a psychological level at 100. And if we look at this daily chart, this is a huge previous bottom here back in May and into July. You guys can see this entire area here. We bottomed off 100. We pushed to the upside into the 200 SMA and we rejected. Now this breakdown below 100 was a huge move for Amazon. We pushed into it previously and rejected it very nicely. Now you can see over the last few days, we have pushed very aggressively into that 100 area once again. We are coming back right into these previous lows. So do we get a push into that 100 area? If we get that rejection on the S&P 500 and on the NASDAQ, this could be a fantastic place to play a rejection on Amazon at this 100 area. This is absolutely something that I am watching next week. Now, the reason I bring it up, once again, the big levels is because you can play them both ways. If we get a break above 100, if we get a move and we turn this area back into support on Amazon, this could equally be a great opportunity to the upside. If we turn this May support back into support here around this 100, 105 area, there could very well be a very nice upside play if the market aligns with the bullish case that I talked about on the futures in the beginning of this video. Either way, this 100 and 105 area on Amazon is going to be massive. This is a previous major low. Do we reject it? If we do, very nice opportunity to the downside, or do we reclaim this previous low into support? And that is something that I would love to play to the upside. I hope that some of the levels that I pointed out today, some major opportunity levels, helped you guys into next week into trading, gives you some ideas of what to watch for, some potential trade ideas. Either way, I like these plays to either direction, and that is what I think is very important in trading. Let's make sure we understand both scenarios, both bullish and bearish. Make sure we take advantage of anything that happens in the market. Prepare ourselves for both bull side and prepare ourselves for the bearish side, and make sure we make money either way. If you guys got some education, some value out of this video, make sure to press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to come to the pre-market live stream starting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.